This past Friday, Apple released its new streaming service to rival Netflix, and Apple isn't the only company vying for your subscription dollars. Disney Plus begins on November 12th, and next spring HBO Max and NBC's Peacock are set to launch. While some students say they're willing to pay for additional services, others are more hesitant.
Not interested in a lot of Disney stuff, and I don't need the extra cost.
Disney Plus will provide all things Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, and of course, Disney. Still, some students are taking a wait-and-see approach before adding to their existing subscriptions.
I've thought about it, but not until I see really what's going to be on there, because right now I have Hulu and Netflix, and I feel like I have everything that I want to watch right now.
The new Peacock streaming service will have the rights to popular series like The Office and Friends. Even so, don't expect Netflix to be knocked off its perch anytime soon.
So I think the idea of that Netflix is in trouble or that their business is going to vastly change is really kind of overhyped in a sense.
While some may be hesitant to add to their list of subscription services, they're growing more accustomed to paying for multiple streams.
In our personal lives, our own lives, we subscribe to multiple streaming services, and I think that people will have to do that for the content that they want.
Although it might take some time to figure out which streaming service provides the most competition to Netflix, there is one thing that's certain. The streaming wars have definitely begun. For Bobcat Update, I'm Kyle Emmett.
Texas State's Department of Philosophy hosted an open dialogue last week at the San Marcos Public Library on detecting fake news. The aim of the dialogue was to educate attendees on finding reliable sources of news and exploring methods for discovering truth.
One telltale sign, one way, is to see if it's a news story that's being reported by multiple news organizations. The more news organizations that are reporting it, the more likely there is substance to that particular story.
I'm going to say something is good news when it's thorough and it presents all the facts and it tries to be unbiased.
Philosophy Dialogue Coordinator Joanne Carson says investigating news sources can go a long way in helping audiences gain knowledge and find context.
We're hearing reports that there was a gunshot. We're hearing reports that people are scared and they're running. There's social media posts of all sorts of things. It's not until we find out later through investigation that, oh, it turned out there was a truck that backfired.
For more information on philosophical discussions of news media, you can attend the Talk of the Times philosophical discussions happening at 1:30 p.m. on Fridays. For Bobcat Update, I'm Jacob Hall. The Texas State University Band started from humble beginnings in 1919 as a student-led organization with 22 members. 100 years later, there are almost 340 members in the Bobcat Marching Band.
I think the students really are taking a lot of pride being part of a group that is representing not just the university, but 100 years of students who have performed here.
School of Music professor Richard Hall says he has composed a piece to promote the Bobcat Band's first 100 years at Texas State.
The theme is Peoples of the Spring, peoples being plural, meaning different groups that have lived here. So we chose some pieces that kind of all tie into that theme.
I feel like the band programs just really kind of developed this eclectic style where they're trying to kind of spread their wings and play all different types of music in this kind of band setting.
To round out the Bobcat Band Centennial Celebration, the Texas State Concert Band will be performing at the Evans Auditorium at 7:30 p.m. and premiering the original work by Professor Richard Hall. For Bobcat Update, I'm Jacob Hall.
It's October, and for baseball fans, it's time to wrap up the Major League season. The playoffs are underway and will ultimately lead to the World Series. Which team will win it all? Here's what some students at Texas State predict.
Braves.
Astros win the World Series.
Dodgers.
Dodgers. The Yankees.
The Nationals.
Nationals.
The Braves.
Astros all the way.
I got the Astros.
The Astros.
The Yankees. Astros.
Go Astros! They're the favorite in our little mini poll. It'd be great to have Texas represented in the World Series.